All right, so we're not playing any audio games with the start of this stream today. Oh, wow, he's like really right on my bumper, for real, for real. All right. Let's see, any bicyclist gonna pop out and surprise me? Nope. All right. So thank you for joining me. If you were watching this after the fact, not sure why you would be, but I appreciate you nonetheless. Thank you very, very much. Whether you're in the replay game or watching here live, I would appreciate if you honor the platform with a like rating. Likes are free. All right, so I've got a near empty gas tank, so I am going to be headed to the gas station first before doing what it is I need to do, which is, go home. So yeah, back on the training grind. Last week, I did the deload week. The reason why I did the deload week last week is because the last time, or one of the last times I was supposed to deload, I just didn't train at all. And when I went back to training the next week, boy, I was in for a world of hurt. The DOMs were extra bad. The movement wasn't good. It just sucked. It just sucked. I don't know why there's a garbage can in the middle of the street, but whatever. Gotta watch it with these potholes. Hey, JP Giles, what's goody? You found your way over here. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. So, last week, I was thoroughly bored, at least when it came to like the upper body movements, because I was really enjoying, pushing the upper limits of my capacity. I've been taking a lot of pride in my incline Smith machine chest press. Hey, Dan Jensen's here. What's goody? Um, it's the rats. They moved it out there. Oh yeah. I don't know, to maybe stop me from my protein bar or something. Whatever. Yeah. So uh, the only thing that I was not bored with last week that I thought really helped me is deloading for the lower body, because I had gone pretty hard for 3 straight weeks. I was very aggressive with the progression as far as the resistance was concerned. Like, I went from doing no lower body to 135, and then like a week later 225, and then 315. Bing, bang, boom. And my body's not used to producing that level of force, at least not in the last 6 years. But I really want to grow my legs, and I really want to get stronger, because I really do want to go towards getting that 500-pound deadlift before I stop trying to reach the upper limits of my physical strength. Again, I'll be 41 this year, so I don't have a whole lot of years, to slowly increase the resistance so I can hit that 495, 500-pound deadlift. I would love to hit that. For those that don't know, my previous high, before my back started acting up real bad, was in 2018, 435 on the deadlift at 168 pounds body weight. Right now, I'm about 192 pounds. I lost a little bit of weight. I've been having a rough psychological week, so I did lose a little bit of weight that I didn't want to lose. But my strength numbers are up. My hypertrophy numbers are up. Hypertrophy meaning, the heaviest weights that I can lift in that 5 to, my upper limit I've set for myself is 12 repetition range. So today, I was at the other location. Obviously, I'm driving home. I'm not at my home gym. And, the dumbbells in my apartment building only go up to 75 pounds. The facility that I was just at, the dumbbells go up to, I think, like 140, maybe even 150 pounds. So, the smart move would have been for me to go back to 75 pounds since I didn't have anybody to spot me on the barbell bench press. I was like, I'm just going to do the dumbbells. I'm not going to get on anybody's nerves in the gym while they're trying to train their clients. I didn't want to interrupt anybody's training. So I said, you know what? No barbell. I'm going to go right at the dumbbells and, regain some of that strength. So today, my goal was to hit all the old numbers that I hit 2 weeks ago on the leg press and the hamstring curl, which I did. That was successful. And then I probably should have stopped there, but why do that if I knew I had the energy and the time to hit my chest? So the last time I hit chest really hard, I did incline first, and then I did flat. So every 4 days, I switch the order because I really want to improve the musculature, not just of the middle of my chest, but also at the top. So sometimes it's beneficial to hit the incline first and then the flat because you're still going to be invoking that clavicular head of your pectoralis, of your chest right up here. It'll be pre-fatigued and that muscle is going to be engaged when you go to the flat bench. And then you switch it around to where the middle of the chest will be fatigued when you go to the incline. So this time it was flat first and incline second. So before I was working with 75-pound dumbbells. That's the max that my apartment building goes up to. So today I say I should have stayed with 75, but I felt strong and I felt confident today because my back training was so good yesterday and I woke up feeling good. I can't really say that. I woke up very early in the morning at 4:40 in the morning for my 5:15 a.m. client. That didn't feel good. But once I got, we got Kofa in the building. Oh, this is a fucking treat. Let's go. Good mood for the rest of the fucking day. JP Giles says, how do you stay motivated? I tried going to the gym multiple times. The longest was when 3 months I can't stay motivated. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. I've been a coach for much of the past 12 years. And I usually have trouble staying motivated. But let me tell you something, man. And you know this, JP. You know this, JP. Let me tell this part of the story because I don't think you know this part of the story. I gotta find my way to the FDR Drive. Because I'm going uptown, and I just kind of have to. Oh yeah. I used to live in Harlem. Of course, I gotta remember. I think the entrance and the exit is both at 23rd Street. FDR Drive North. Yep. All right, we good. All right, I'm not gonna take this red light though. There's a mini gym in my office building. I'm about to hit my 10:30 left. That's what I'm talking about, Kofa. Let's go. Let's go. So let me tell you guys this story, man. Back in October, Mrs. Evil went to go run her first uh, ultra marathon. Now, a marathon is 26.2 miles, right? An ultra marathon is anything beyond 26.2 miles. So this was her first time trying to run beyond 26.2, which was a 50K, which translates to 31.1 miles. I drove her way the fuck up upstate New York, and we had the Filthy Casual MMA watch party happening, and I did not want to miss the show, but I also like really wanted to get my workout in because I really wanted to look good for the Coheed and Cambria cruise that was coming up. A workout during the MMA stream. And so my dad always made sure he dropped a like and some sort of comment, usually a weird comment. My dad always made sure that he dropped a comment on every stream, no matter what. Even if he didn't like the subject matter, he didn't like MMA, not a sports guy, doesn't like prize fighting, the whole nine. But what he did, like, I was trying to get my workout in and host a show in the hotel gym at the same time. And what ends up happening is my dad was so impressed with my physique at the time, he took a screenshot of me, in between sets watching the fight because he was so proud of what I had accomplished, especially the size of my arms at the time. And he sent it to me, and I was just like, damn, I look like that. But it was really more of a testament of his admiration for how hard I was working at the time. He knows it's very difficult for me to stay motivated. Well, my father died less than 2 months ago. It's about 7 weeks. And it has been a horrible time for me psychologically. It has been, oh, what the? It has been a really, really horrible time for me psychologically. But there was something about the photo that he sent me that was just burnt. Anything that my dad said to me, anything that he ever did, any photo he sent to me, any meme that he sent to me, any conversation, it just hit me in a really profound way that feels a lot like psychological trauma, but it's very difficult to, as I'm about to hit some nasty ass traffic here on the FDR. Should have just taken First Avenue if I knew it was this messed up. Please let me in. I appreciate you, sir, in the lifted Jeep. So I had planned to do a heavy chest day the day that my father died. And I know, because I had many conversations with my father about, what he would want or how, he would expect me to carry on when he is no longer here. And I wanted to do my live stream, which was for professional wrestling. It was the Royal Rumble. And I don't know, like there was something about that screenshot that he sent to me in October 2023 that just put me in just like a different mindset. Like, I know he was proud of like what I was doing. Like, I could really push this to the next level. And, I've gotten a lot of insight from, exercise scientists and professional bodybuilders. that have yielded me not only great hypertrophy and strength gains, but also has helped me rehab my lower back, strengthen the stability of my legs, the strength in my legs, and I'm getting a much more well-rounded physique to the point where there's a dude that trains his clients at the gym I just left, who is an IFBB pro, and he looked at me and said, "Yo, you wanna compete? You wanna get on stage?" I'm like, "Hell no! I'm 40 years old. What the fuck? I'm just doing this for my own ego." But the point is that there's just something about, and sometimes you won't know what's going to be the thing. You don't know what's going to be the thing that hits you just that certain way, that just puts you where you want to be. What up, Perpy? Um, and thanks, Kofa. I'm really happy you're here, brother. Like, man, that shit has me like I was already in a good mood, but this is some other shit, man. Like, I've been saying to you for a while, we need to collaborate because I agree with probably 93% of the shit you say, but it's not just the agreement. It's like the spirit and the way you put it. Like, pause. The way that you express the memes you put up in the community post tab and all of that, yo, you just do it a different way, man. So I'm just like, yo, I got to do a collaboration with this dude on TSP. For those that don't know, at TALKINSHIT, Talking Shit Podcast. Definitely check us out. And Kofa, I'm telling you, man, you check out my podcast, man. I can't wait to get your opinions on the stories that I put out there. I got a new series on the channel called Dating App Adventures. Definitely check that shit out. But anyway, if you guys want to search for me and Captain Paul's podcast, the Talking Shit Podcast, at TALKINSHIT, all one word. Definitely check us out. Definitely give us your opinions. Your agreement is not required. We don't ban people for disagreeing with us. We want your authentic opinions. But anyway, there was just something, JP, about my dad's admiration for how hard I was working. And my dad, had, advancing diabetes, and he was kind of giving up on movement, like actually moving his legs, getting up and walking. He, was relying on a walker at age 63. He was relying on a walker at age 53. And it's like, dude, man, don't give up. And right before he died, like literally after he went into cardiac arrest on December 21st, 2023, he finally agreed to get physical therapy to start moving. And then he was gone like, 4 weeks later, 5 weeks later. So it really is, like the pain doesn't sting like before, but it still does affect me in ways. But this is one of the positive ways. Like, I've really gone really, really hard. And, a lot of exercise scientists will tell you that a lot of people think they're training hard, but they're not really training hard. I can tell you guys, I am pushing the envelope in some ways. Some guys would say would be unwise, but my body is responding very well. I just came off of a much needed deload week. I'm training very, very healthily. My joints have never felt so good. I actually went through 96 hours straight of no physical pain, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I've lived in intense pain since I got hit by a bus when I was like 21 years old. So we're talking about 20 years of something bothering me: a knee, ankle, elbows, wrist, cervical spine, um, you name it. Like, I've had all kinds of injuries. To be 40 years old, looking at 41, and training just free and easy. Everything is just coming to me the way I want it to. Pause. It's just, and that's what's really me going, I just remember that screenshot from my dad. And I can't explain how it's motivating me, but that's just something that um, that it just keeps um, I don't know, that's just burned into my brain. And then the ladies at home, they're always kind of poking fun at me because my chest has actually grown. Um, Mrs. Evil likes to poke my chest because it comes out now. Um, she's always uh, supportive. They make sure that my nutrition is right. Like, I'm headed to the gas station right now. When I get home, a big breakfast and a protein shake will be waiting for me. Um, they never like complain when I ask them to make food for me. What do you need? When are you supposed to be eating? If they need to go out somewhere, they prepare my food beforehand. I'm really lucky in that way. And so my nutrition is on point, my training is on point, and I'm trying to get my business and my podcast on point. I get all of that, and it's just like I'm living the life that my dad wanted me to live. I just need to fix some of the business stuff. You feel me? What up, Oscar? I can't really look at your comments because I'm in heavy traffic on the highway right now. But I did sneak a peek. I recognize you, so thank you for coming through the stream, guys. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thanks for hanging out with me. So anyway, for those who are just coming in, like I just came back from the gym, about to fill up the gas tank, and I went 10 pounds heavier on the dumbbell chest press than I intended, and I actually had more in the tank. So that was, uh, I did a 5x5. If I chest at that facility, I'll add 1 or 2 reps per set to increase the fatigue, but also the growth stimulus in my chest. After that, I did a Smith machine incline press at 155 pounds. Slow, controlled eccentrics, powerful concentrics, 4 sets of 10. So if I use like the same 202 tempo that most people use, I could have done that for 20 or 25 reps. So, guys, you can get a whole lot more value if you're looking to grow muscle. You don't need to put the heaviest weights on the bar. You don't need to do 30 reps. You don't need to do any of that stuff. Slow and controlled repetitions, focusing on the deep stretch, holding the deep stretch at the bottom, powerful, controlled reps to the top. And I'm telling you guys, you won't be able to lift as much weight, but you will get the pump in your chest that you're looking for. You will get the pump in your bicep if you that principle bicep curls, triceps extensions, rows, lat pull down pull ups, squats, leg presses, leg curls. I wouldn't recommend the deadlift. Maybe Romanian deadlifts if you're looking to grow your hamstrings and glutes. If you're like really milking that stretch portion, man, you can lift light weights and grow nice aesthetic muscle if your training is balanced. So, you know, I lifted heavier than I expected and still hit my rep target for my incline press coming off of a deload week. So usually it's not really advisable for you to go up in weight after a deload week, but I felt it. I felt good. Tissues felt healthy. It didn't cost me anything in any other motion. And I did this after a heavy leg press and leg curl. So today, a massive, massive success in my training. And, I wasn't really looking forward to, leg pressing 185 and then going right back to 315, but I made it work. It was hard. It was difficult, but I did make it work. And, I'm actually pretty fucking happy with what I achieved today, and I can't wait for Thursday because I'm going to investigate adding 1 rep per set to my leg press at 315 and see what happens. It's going to be difficult, but I know I can do it, especially if I get good sleep the night before and I'm really on the grind. So my clients that are training the way they're making really good gains too. So I'm just you know yeah, I have different stressors in life like the rest of you. I'm no different than any of you. I have stress too, but um, I just need to work harder on a couple of more things business wise, and I'm in the game. I'm back at it, doing the damn thing. So um, I just want to let you guys know, you don't have to try to make the biggest gains in life or in the gym all at once. Be methodical, be controlled, take calculated risks, smart risks, and just build little by little. And that consistency every day actually kind of develops a yearning. Like you're just kind of like, oh, I feel awful when I don't lift, or I feel awful when I don't put energy into the things that I want to achieve in life. And I could definitely tell you that from experience, and just keep moving. I want to think like what's some other stuff going on. I don't really feel like getting into any political conversation on the stream. I will say that I do have some frustrations with YouTube. YouTube seems to continue to change its guidelines without really announcing them. And they have gone on, this massive spree of just kind of shadow banning um, and demonetizing videos and streams, and they're really messing with channels' ability to grow. We had a system where we would use an extended introduction, and then kind of keep the language clean for like the first 20-25 minutes of the stream, because we were told that you don't want to drop any f-bombs in the first 7 minutes of videos and streams and stuff like that. So we were keeping the language clean through 20-25 minutes of the stream. And you know what they did? They demonetized us. When we went for a review, they upheld it, and then no further review. And so they're just kind of lengthening out the process of us getting out from underneath their automatic shadow ban, because when we upload videos on TSP, they automatically go to demonetized, automatically. And then we have to fight and claw every review. We have to have every single video we review that we put up be reviewed. But a lot of the times, by the time they review it, all of the views that we're going to get on the video are gone, and then we don't get any monetization. So we use a lot of time and energy to produce these videos. Now both of my women are now doing editing for the channel. One of them is doing the art for the thumbnails. Like, we're working hard to bring content on TSP, and YouTube is just like, we're gonna do everything we can to make sure you don't see a dime. And it's like, yo, we're trying to adhere to your arbitrary monetization standards, and you just keep moving the goalpost, and it's very, very frustrating. I learned from IFBB Pro and bodybuilding coach Greg Doucette, watching one of his videos, that YouTube is out here deleting people's comments off of videos, making the people think that it's the content creator deleting their comments when it's YouTube saying, oh, we don't like this comment. We're just going to delete it without warning anybody and without saying anything. Had people unsubscribe from TSP because they thought that we were deleting their comments, which is insanity, absolute insanity. You know, if you don't disrespect the platform, we don't care what your opinions are. We're here to have the debate if need be. But YouTube is just out here deleting your comments, you know, maybe because they're not, you know, liberal enough. That's crazy. That's crazy. Greg Doucette on a controversial video said that he had to petition YouTube to reopen his comment section on one of his videos because they just decided nobody should be able to comment on this video. That's insane. You know, YouTube, you know, the old Wild West of YouTube, I can't say whether or not that was better or worse than, you know, but this era of censorship, it's just not what's up. It's not what's up. So I don't know. It's very frustrating. And the thing is, you know, we work very hard on the videos and we don't get paid anything. Trying to hope to get enough of a fan base so that we can get something. But, you know, in the 3 years, I mean, what have we made on the channel? In 3 years total, maybe $1,000 in 3 years. That's an average of like $300 a year. You know, we're not out here making bank. And we definitely spent thousands more on equipment. And I think that the people that actually get to see our content, they like our content, but YouTube is not showing us to anybody because we used an F word or we criticized, you know, a woman for doing something dumb. That's crazy, you know? So it is frustrating. Obviously, you guys don't want to hear me whine about that stuff, but that's just something that's been on my mind. And I do take it personally when people show up on our platform on TSP, the Talking Shit Podcast, and they're like, oh, you out here deleting comments because you're weak. Like, no, YouTube is doing that bullshit. Let me get here into this gas station right quick. So, it's a huge source of frustration. And I just figured that I would, because like I said, I don't feel like getting into all of this bullshit with Trump and Biden. Hey, we got us traditionalists in the building. I see you. I see you, family. Um, yeah, so I figured that I would kind of make my issues known on that. If you guys would be so kind, I am going to attempt to pay for my gas right quick. All right. Hey, oh wow, it does interrupt the stream. That's some bullshit, guys. Hit the like button. Get guys, just give me like 1 minute to put 10 gallons in this tiny ass gas tank, and I'll be right with you. Please don't go nowhere. I'm right back. Ugh, fuck. Oh, fuck. All right, make sure. All right, I'm back. All right, okay. All right, time to head home. Let me make sure. All right, just want to make sure because I've been having audio issues with the with the car's microphone system. All right, now I'm gonna head home, guys. Thank you for rocking out with me. Shout out to Anton Daniels. That's his little tagline. Thank you for continuing to rock with me. Hej, what's up? Thank you for coming through. Otis, what's good, man? I don't even know if people are still here in the stream, but anyway, yeah, man. Yeah, they're trying to do the best they can. You said that the audio is out of sync with the video. That really sucks. It can be like that. I think they're still trying to fine-tune this whole portrait streaming thing. Whatever it is that they're doing, I guess they can continue to improve it or whatever. That's up to them. But again, I thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I am looking to create a new, and this is for you MMA, the guys that show up on the MMA live stream. I am planning to create a new series on TSP called the Filthy Casual MMA News. Where I, pick 2 or 3 stories that are going on in MMA and discuss them. And, there are a couple of stories that were going on. There was one where that wrestler dude with the long last name who basically burnt himself out getting that 10-8 in round 1. I thought that he won round 2 pretty handily. He tried the Chito Vera, he was greased up excuse. I am so tired of hearing fighters coming up with excuses for why they lost. Now, Dolgarian was his name. Now, I had him winning the fight handily. I had him winning 28-27, with him winning 10-8 in round 1, 10-9 in round 2, a strong 10-9 in round 2. I don't know what 2 of those judges were thinking. And him losing 10-8 in round 3. He won 28-27. I've never seen a 28-27 before. I don't know what 2 of those judges were watching in round 2. Incompetence at its worst. That was the robbery of 2024 so far when it comes to the judging. Dolgarian took the L. He did not deserve the L. However, I don't want to hear, oh, I had to use so much energy because at the 3-minute mark, he was greasy. He was greased up. And I had to use so much of my strength in the last... why is this guy on my bumper? Why are these guys... why... This guy was so greased up and he was so slippery. It's called sweat, mother... What? So you're going to tell me the dude was bone dry for the first 3 minutes of the fight, and then he just magically slathered on lotion that you couldn't see in the middle of the fight while you were holding on to him? Get the fuck out of here. I'm not buying that bullshit. Chito Vera. Oh, Sean O'Malley was greased up. There were no wrestling exchanges between him and Sean O'Malley. What are you talking about? You stood there and did nothing, Chito Vera. You stood there, you let him just snipe you at range, turns your face into hamburger meat, and you want to talk about, oh, he was greased up. You guys never got into any scrambles or grappling exchanges. What are you talking about? Everybody's got an excuse for why they got their ass beat. Now, if Dolgarian would have said, you know what? These judges are corrupt, I would be right there with him saying, you know what, brother? We need to do something about it. This is some bullshit. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, no problem. But to start talking about, oh, this guy magically became greased up 3 minutes into the fight. It's called sweat, you idiot. What do you think? He drank a bottle of baby oil and it came out of his pores? Shut the fuck up. So I'm going to make a video about that because I just think that it's just the stupidest thing ever. So I'm going to go off. So now we're going to put that on TSP. You know, I heard a funny noise. I hope that was a different vehicle. All right, yeah, I don't hear any more funny noises. Yeah, so I'm not trying to hear none of these tired ass excuses and all that. So yeah, I'm gonna try to start bringing you guys MMA content weekly. You know, like 3 interesting stories coming out of every event that we cover, and give my opinions. Maybe Mrs. Evil might jump in on some of them, and you guys can let me know what you think about that. Okay, so you're a funny motherfucker, seditionalist. But no, it sounded like something was scraping on the ground, but it could have been another vehicle. Or I could have ran over a license plate that fell off. Or, I don't know, some shit. But yeah, you know, yeah, I can't, I just can't do it with the excuses. Especially lame excuses too. I do want to talk a little bit about Anthony Smith, so-called Lionheart. There's a lot to respect about the man, but there are times where when he opens his mouth, it's like, dude, seriously, shut your yap. So the latest installment of Anthony Smith whining about nothing. Because one of the things is, I was a really big Anthony Lionheart Smith fan. Do you guys remember when Glover Teixeira like started knocking his teeth out while in high mount, and the referee let Anthony Smith get hit like 70 straight times without stepping in? Do you guys remember that? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Anthony Lionheart Smith was telling his corner that his teeth were falling out of his mouth. The dude started looking more and more like Quasimodo. The dude was taking shot after unanswered shot after unanswered shot while stuck in a high mount. Glover Teixeira actually aged 30 years trying to beat this man up. Okay? And Anthony Lionheart Smith had the unmitigated gall to start demeaning the fans and other fighters who was mad at his corner for not throwing in the towel and mad at the referee for not protecting him. And had a lot of disrespectful things to say about people that actually cared about his well-being. I never forgot that. I'm still holding that grudge. Well, the latest in ridiculous Anthony Smith opinions is he is offended by getting a call out for some dude named Vitor Petrino, I don't know. St. John's didn't make it to the NCAA tournament. But anyway, He's talking about, he's offended that young fighters are calling him out, and he doesn't want to be anybody's gatekeeper. Well, what is your record in your last 5 fights, Mr. Anthony Smith? Dude has, Dan Jensen, please confirm or deny this. Doesn't the dude have close to 20 losses on his professional record? When he fought John Jones for the title, when John Jones hit him with that illegal knee, he had double-digit and crooked letters too. He didn't have 10 losses. He had more than 10 losses at that point in his career. And I got to hear about how offended you are that you are fighting up-and-comers and dude trying to make a name off of you. You're the reason why you're in that position. Do you remember the title eliminator that you were in when you fought Glover Teixeira? He knocked your teeth out of your mouth. Every time it comes to the big fight where he gets a chance to elevate himself in the top 5 to top 3 to make a case to fight for the light heavyweight title, he loses the fight. And then he goes and does some improbable, really admirable work to win some of the fights. And then when it comes to he has 19 losses. He's 37-19. And you don't want to be a gatekeeper? You're the reason you're a gatekeeper. I don't want to hear you complaining. Good God. 37 wins is nothing to sneeze at. Give the man his due. How many title contenders in the UFC, in the history of the UFC? Show me one that has as many losses on their record as he does. Show me one. Show me one. So I don't want to hear his whining. Go out there, put together a 4-fight winning streak, because at light heavyweight, that's all you need. A 2-fight winning streak will get you a title shot. Light heavyweight in the UFC is by far the worst division in the UFC, probably short of women's bantamweight. Women's bantamweight is terrible. Women's featherweight is non-existent. And men's 205 is right up there with the shittiest division. A whole bunch of super talented guys with horrible fight IQ. And some of the most haphazard fights I've ever seen. I've seen smoother fights from no-name heavyweight fighters than what I've seen in the UFC's light heavyweight division. I'm going off right now. I know I'm going off right now. But good God. It's just frustrating. So yeah, I don't want to hear Anthony Smith complain about his placement on the card or who he's fighting. He is the author of his own issues as far as the trajectory of his career. And as far as I'm concerned, he will remain a litmus test for fighters who actually want to be contenders. Because I don't think that he'll ever get close to the title ever again. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I've gotten some requests to do more fitness related videos on TSP, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that I have people that I can help me with the videography. I have people that can help me as far as using them as demonstration models on the channel. Like I've trained my clients very well, and I have really good trainers in my corner that move really well, to where when I want to explain a certain concept, I know that they're going to be able to execute it the way that I would like it to be executed. Yeah, I put on my turn signal. That means speed up and close the gap. Thanks, guy. I appreciate you. I mean, I'm still going to get ahead of you, but thanks for speeding up instead of letting me change lanes. But I'm always still going to put on my turn signal, people. Always. It's like, I don't understand why people have to be assholes. Hey, I see your turn signal. Let me speed up and block you. Yeah, great. But anyway, I'm gonna go home to eating some food here. I do want to comment on one thing while I'm here, because I don't know if I can make a video on this on TSP. It'll probably get demonetized and stay demonetized. There was some dude claiming to be some religious guy who had a beef with the Whatever podcast. And I could halfway dig what he was saying about how the Whatever podcast kind of uses the Frauds in Florida formula of trying to counter stupid ideologies, and basically try to dunk on women who are living on easy mode with their OF so-called businesses. I found out that 90% of OF subscribers are married men, and women wonder why men don't want to get married. They have the nerve to wonder why men don't want to get married. You guys are depriving these men of sexual access, and you wonder why these men are like, you know what, I have no interest in marriage. What would be the benefit for a guy who is basically being, by the specter of saying I do, for a lot of these guys, very soon after, they're looking at really never really having a sex life for the rest of their life. Who knowingly and willingly signs up for that? 90% of guys? 90% of guys are out here simping on OF? Gross. Send Mrs. Evil and thing your regards. Oh, I will absolutely do that. Absolutely. And if you're leaving the stream, thank you for coming by. But yeah, like, anyway, so back to the whole thing about the Whatever podcast. I thought that the guy had some very interesting things to say, and I'm really not sure what my position is, because the Whatever podcast is obviously following the Frauds in Florida, but they're not like acting, threatening towards, get the F out. They have kicked, women who were like really, truly like unruly. They have, kicked a couple of girls off the show for actually being genuinely unruly. But for the most part, they sit there and they have the debate. And on one hand, I think that is disingenuous to try to have debates with the same brand of airhead over and over and over again, and then try to pass that off as a large cross-section of who women are. And while I do believe that there is a significant minority of women who hold these vapid and delusional views, I think that they are disingenuous in the fact that they keep trying to bring as many bimbos on as possible with the most extreme views to try to kind of play on the red pill rage stage that a lot of guys are in modern society, and then get $100 super chats off of it. That's one side. But on the other side, I think that there are a lot of guys that really don't understand there's a lot of guys that really don't understand there's a new whatever podcast watcher every day. Somebody's gonna stumble upon them. They get hella views. Thank you for not yielding and almost crashing into my car with your cheap ass Hyundai Sonata. Thank you. I mean, don't follow the rules of the road. Don't do that. So, okay, doesn't look like I'll be able to exit here. I will go a little bit further down. Okay. These topics need to be debated. I think that they could do a better job of bringing on more sensible women. Occasionally, they bring on women who are pretty sensible. But I think that they could have more conversations there where more reasonable people are there and having reasonable conversations that is not a complete regurgitation of the same talking points over and over and over again. Now, with the caveat that, again, there are men who have never really heard a lot of these truths, because say what you want about red pill being this or being that, there's a reason why they call it the red pill, right? You're no longer believing in what is being sold to you. You're only believing in what actual reality is. So people that have a problem with red pill as a concept, I tend to not trust them. You know, you want them, like for instance, you want guys who get rejected all through their teens, 20s, and 30s to then all become Russell Wilsons after, you know, the woman has 7 children by 14 different drug dealers. And then telling these guys, you know, that they should raise these kids and all of that. No. Don't sell. Oh, well, you know, nice guy finishes last. I mean, you got the girl in the end, right? No. We shouldn't be telling that to men. We should tell women to make sensible mating decisions when their sexual value is at their highest. That's what we should be telling them. We should not be telling them, go ahead, make as many bad decisions as you want, and then some simp is going to come along and he's going to play cleanup man. That's not what we should be telling guys. I'm not with that. So telling guys what the truth is so that men will protect themselves. And then there are people that have a problem with men protecting themselves. I did release a video about a woman recently that I met on a dating app that didn't like the fact that I was looking to protect myself legally. She didn't like that. So, you know, when guys are out here trying to make shrewd moves to protect their futures, you know, they get called all kinds of incel and other derogatory terms. So, you know, I don't like that, you know, some of these guys are unfairly and unnecessarily aggressive toward women in general. I don't like that. But trying to tell guys to not believe the truth in front of them, that's wild. And I ain't with that shit. They can fuck right off with that. Anyway, that's pretty much all the opinions that I'm willing to give for today. I do appreciate every single one of you that has stopped by. Dan Jensen, you're the man. You're the man, yo. We got JP Giles in here. My guy Kofa. Growth with Kofa. Seditionalist was here. We had a couple of new faces in here. You know, I'm glad that I'm reviving this channel in some way. Anyway, again, many thanks. Replay gang. I appreciate y'all. Probably see you in 2 days. I'll be right back here streaming on my way home from the gym. Peace.